Open Sarkar. Sarkar is Hindi for governance. Our catchphrase is democracy and governance crowdsource. This is my team, Aravind, Matt, the Broda Gulzinski. This is our team troll, Ravi, and I'm Nachiketas Ramanujam. And unfortunately, one of our teammates got sick yesterday night, so he couldn't be here. His name is Vinay. Let's get started. This thing called democracy, I come from India, and our democratic process is kind of jumbled. It's a clusterfuck, in fact, but it's the largest democracy. This is actually typically a democracy is supposed to work. We elect people to represent us, to influence the government, to get the jobs done for us. But over a period of time, like over 50 years, we actually lost our voice. Winston Churchill said that that will actually happen. But with technology, we can change that. And when we're talking about it, like we're talking about random acts of kindness, we're talking about governance, we saw the town hall problem statement, and we started thinking about it. So the first inspiration was a TV talk. It's like Oprah in India. It's by American called Satyameva Jayate. It's an Indian talk show, putting cameras in real problems and doing sting operations, and urging the people to participate in the whole community. And then we looked at Reddit, the most democratic technology that ever available. It's a front page for internet. Reddit is like kind of what we want the internet to be or why it was planned to. And then we were inspired by something called Map My Ministers, which actually gave you regional data for ministers. And finally, there is a huge movement in India in terms of citizen journalism. That's because smartphones are in everybody's hands. There's an Android phone for every third person. And recently, Mary Meeker made a presentation. She said it's going to increase 23% year on year. And a lot of people, at least 60% of them, access internet from their mobile phones. We thought, good chance. Let's combine all, with our powers combined, we'll have Captain Planet. So our goals were the following: to empower, the common man to participate, to tell us problems, tell me out. Don't think about anything. We'll help. We as technologists, we'll help you out. We want to empower you to tell your grievances on a public forum. Next thing is to connect you with the proper government officials. If you have it on an open forum, we have to urge them to come and look at the common man's problem, and so on and so forth. And finally, make these officials, to participate and solve these problems through peer pressure, just by peer pressure, telling that if you don't do this, you are not going to get re-elected. If you don't get re-elected, all the officers under you are going to get fired because you don't get re-elected. So we provide a platform to do this, and also create this platform where other people can build apps on top of it to enable such a process. So that are our widespread goals. To do that, the first we want to show. Going to switch to the Android app. The first part is an Android application, which a user, a common man, can take a video of his grievances. Example, I went to an office once in India, it's a DMV, and the clerk asked me $150, just write 3 lines of, to move my paper. I had a camera with me, I had a smartphone. All I could have done is recorded the whole conversation and put it somewhere, like out there. I don't want to complain because I could get screwed because of me posting it. But I can push it out somewhere. So this app, you take a recorded video, start recording the video just like that.
You cannot see it. You can't see
and it is, it should be running on
since it's an emulator.
It's the face of corruption, ladies and gentlemen.
If anybody can give us an Android phone which is developer unlocked, we'll actually install it there. So start posting it. So this is posted on a social network. We have a Facebook app called Open Sarkar. It's posted there, and your friends whoever wants to participate can see the video. It's just like an Oprah, but crowdsourced. You can go there, you can see, you can like it, you can share it. This kind of propagates over the network. It slowly starts with you. If you post an app with your in Chennai, you post, it spreads around Chennai. Your friends in Mumbai see it. It spreads throughout Maharashtra, Mumbai, and goes all the way from Kanyakumari to Jammu Kashmir. Go ahead. So next, you're gonna show them the Facebook thing.
So is it anonymized?
It's pseudonymous. I'll come to that. Okay. It's not directly anonymous, and that's not where we wanted it. Okay. There's a reason for that.
So we have a group called Open Sarkar.
Yeah. So
I think Facebook will take some time to upload.
Okay. Just come down. They have already seen the demo before. So our previous postings are here. Yeah. We have moved really fast. So next, go to our website. So somebody can copy this link, go to our website, and post. Submit a new story. And for example, this is what I said. I have a corruption, and it's like Reddit. You can upvote, downvote. You have up and coming issues. Just show them the corruption at collector's office. Up and coming issues. Now, we are encouraging all the politicians with the data of their email addresses, phone numbers are registered, and it's public data. So what we did, we scraped them, make them as forceful members of our site. So what our site is doing right now, as when a complaint is posted, it actually sends to the exact, if it's tagged as government or corruption, it goes to the stuff. So they come and participate. This is kind of mock-up, but actually the emails were sent in early morning, and we had to stop the mail. So it actually was sent to CM of Delhi and the chief secretary. By mistake, but again, good thing. So if you go on top.
No,
Okay.
Go on.
the video.
Go to top users. So, or if they actually act, so Ajay Makan is a MP and he has proactively worked. He gets a reputation builds up over time. Another problem in India we had was the government. There are only two people. Okay, if A goes out, B comes in. If B is out of government, A comes back again. Both are corrupt as hell. We don't have an option now. Looking at this table, you can actually see who is more active, and this will promote people actually MPs participating. And another big problem in India is inaction. There is no penalty for inaction, and that's why corruption thrives. So we're trying to fight it by socially telling that this lady is not acting. She should not be a CM. Next time you come to the election in the canvas in the last 2 months, I'm going to show this, and you're not been acting for the 5 years. Why should I vote back? That's why we open this data out, make an API. So a third-party app developer, this is Matt, our third-party app developer. He's
Okay,
from US. He uses data.
We have the
There's a mobile. So show them the mobile app.
the video is uploaded on Facebook.
Yeah. So show them the mobile application.
Okay. So I guess
if you guys
that's
can
where
take
I'll
the phones
take over.
and the iPad over here. Right now, this data is for Delhi. So if you can look at, you'll get the politicians. You'll get all the politicians, and you'll get their reputation ratings.
Wait, which I think I go with this part.
Choose Delhi and
Yep.
New Delhi. Yeah. Actually, I have the screenshot in the slide. If
So should I take over this part
No.
because we developed
Yeah.
this part?
Let him take over.
Yeah. So
Yes.
so what? Just to expound on what Nacho was talking about, the idea behind this would be that because Reddit's system is really democratic, where it is a system of upvotes and downvotes, and things kind of get downvoted into oblivion, but still have the record of being downvoted into oblivion, as opposed to just balancing out and kind of becoming a zero sum if the pluses and minuses happen to coincide. Our idea would be that we can have a place that's sort of frictionless sharing for these types of events, whether they're photos of corruption or videos of corruption or things infrastructural that need to get fixed. People can post it and then assign them to certain officials to be fixed, or have the system sort of do that. And the way that we differ from, say, C-Click-Fix, which is another sort of RHoK project, is we don't necessarily think of issues being closed as such. Issues could be long-term and ongoing, but to close an issue in and of itself is not a trivial process. To say that some issue is closed means that someone who owns it closes it. And if you assign this to a public official who's corrupt, guess what's going to happen right away, right? So the idea would be instead to record all of the dialogue that happens between that elected official and all of the people who vote on that issue. So whether his response to the issue gets upvoted or downvoted, whether someone provides more proof of the issue not being fixed, or whether someone says thanks very much for fixing it, all of that needs to get recorded in perpetuity. It's not that the issue is resolved as such, but that people actually have a dialogue. And for many people in India, that's actually a huge improvement, where there previously was no clarity at all, let alone a resolution. And based on all this information, we wanted to expose an API that third-party app developers could use to make different views of this data much more accessible to people, whether they're on mobile phones or other sorts of devices. Should we get up the mobile app? So as Nachi was showing just screenshots ago, I play the role of the third-party app developer, and using Open Sarkar's API, I create something called Check My Minister, which allows me to select my state and my district and find all of the elected officials there who have some sort of stake in my life as a citizen. So I can filter those guys and look at their karma scores that Open Sarkar is tracking. And again, those scores are based on interactions that the elected officials have with people. And then I can go, you can see here, this Ajay Makin has a karma score of 152, and people can go to the Open Sarkar website to see exactly how those scores are calculated. So in sum, Open Sarkar creates a singular place where everyone can put all of the information, grievances they have, responses to said grievances, and so on and so forth, and they can get meaningful information on how that changes over time. One use case would be, for instance, if this Ajay Makin, his karma score goes up right before the election, people have that as a piece of context. And it's not just, he's a trustworthy guy or I don't really trust him. They actually have numbers to sort of show it.
We can just wrap up.
And, yep.
So I'll just wrap up, and if you have any questions, we can just take it offline.
So judges?
All this is powered. These are the technologies we used so far.
Y'all like to ask any questions?
So, so is this active now, or
Yeah.
Yep.
people are using it?
No, it's just
This
we
was
just
built today.
built it like 24 hours.
We populated the data.
We are scraping it, and
There are lists of the public officials out there, but it's sort of, again, like the DeKalb food rating stuff. It's really, really awful. I think we have a screenshot here.
Yeah,
Of
so-
Sarkar. We have similar data in our database, but what's more meaningful is I'd like to get to know what eyes on the ground are saying about these guys. I can go to various news outlets and find all sorts of biased pieces or major mainstream media issues that have to do with these guys. But if they're in my hometown, I'd kind of like to know from the bottom what's happening. And the cool thing about Open Sarkar is we plan that if one of the low-level officials doesn't get something done, then the community can upvote that to the next guy and sort of pester him.
so the social how it propagates to the wisdom of the crowd is it goes from the Chennai feed to the Tamil Nadu feed, and the officials at the higher will be forced because they have an app like this. They'll be forced. Okay, my reputation goes down if I don't even act to this. So they'll be forced to influence the corresponding government official, like the chief inspector or something, to look into the whole issue. And we believe, or at least I hope that some changes just perpetuate down the system and someone gets benefited by it.
Anything else? Are we done?
Is it only video driven? In
Yes.
other words, is that what is the first hurdle that you have to pass in order to actually have the
It's
thing
also
get
video
posted?
driven. It started with the video. So the user experience question there was not everybody can type. In India, we don't have everybody typing it, but all we see is like using smartphone, they're actually making videos. So a farmer can actually sit in the video and say, like, in my village, this is the problem. Okay, look at this. Look at the sewage overflowing, and that actually is a more expressive medium, and that's where we went. The data pointed towards that, and we just went with the video to start with. But it can also be text. It cannot be any content. Again, it's the web, and it's like Reddit, and we are using like CMSs to manage in the backend, so it can be done. It's just
Because the video makes me feel like, well, if you see someone literally in the middle of an act of corruption, the video helps. But how do you deal with people just as political opponents just deciding to put a whole lot of stuff on somebody's?
So the crowd will control that. Crowd will think that guy's a troll or a spammer. They'll downvote him, and once he's a recognized spammer, his account just gets tossed away. And they need like a unique ID to register back again. So that way, we just are trusting the wisdom of the crowd to take care of the whole process.
And the ancillary benefit of this too is that if someone who's not a politician, who's just a lay user, has a really high score, he could kind of be pressured by people to maybe run for local office.
Yeah.
And so that's sort of a demonstrative thing. Mr. Tom Jones, or I don't know if it's a similar name in Hindi. He's really actively contributing, but he doesn't really have that sort of governmental leaning thing. People can sort of push him.
So we are giving alternatives. That's something we actually need back home.
Thank you.